professor of infectious diseases and researcher in St. Louis University's Center for Vaccine Development, Dr. Sarah George, is getting ready for her next vaccine clinical trial as principal investigator. And she's asking for the community's help. It's to protect more people from the viral disease yellow fever through a clinical trial with a new investigational vaccine that George hopes could be more broadly and quickly administered, especially when facing an outbreak. And this clinical trial is the first step.
The company is Sanofi, which owns the license on the yellow fever vaccine. We're looking for healthy volunteers ages 18 to 60 who might be interested in being in a yellow fever vaccine trial.
The yellow fever virus is not currently present in the United States, but the disease is spread by mosquitoes.
The mosquitoes are happy to go from one person to the next. Spread in the tropics, basically parts of South America and Africa. But in general, the mosquito-borne diseases, certainly in the tropics, are just becoming more and more of a problem. Probably in part global warming, in part more dense human populations.
And it's a potentially deadly disease.
Bad headaches, fevers, ache all over, nausea, vomiting. Most people recover from that stage, not everybody. Some people can relapse where they actually go into liver failure and turn yellow, jaundice, which is where the name comes from. And that, unfortunately, can be lethal.
U.S. citizens may be at risk, and that's why yellow fever vaccination is required for travelers and military personnel going to countries where the yellow fever virus is present.
We do have a licensed vaccine for yellow fever, which has been used in like 600 million people for nearly 70-odd years. And it is a vaccine that is absolutely required to get into some tropical countries. You cannot get through passport control without it.
For most people, a single dose provides long-lasting protection.
It is administered safely. It is a live attenuated vaccine, so you cannot give it to very young babies or people with weak immune systems. And it's also an issue in the elderly, or again, because of the fact that it is a live, though weakened vaccine.
The current vaccine is an issue when there is a need to produce the vaccine quickly in response to an outbreak. And it's a problem for people with egg allergies. That's why George says having a new vaccine for yellow fever is so important.
It's exciting because it's not made with any animal products, no eggs. It's a slightly lower dose than the current vaccine. And it's something we can make very, very quickly. We have had more and more yellow fever outbreaks in South America and Africa in recent years. There was a very bad outbreak in Africa in about 2015, and it was so bad they actually ran out of vaccine on a global supply. And if you make it in eggs, it takes months to make. If you make it without eggs, just in cell culture, it can be made a lot faster.
So SLU is one of 10 sites in the United States enrolling study participants. SLU will study whether the new type of yellow fever vaccine is safe in volunteers who are given the investigational vaccine.
They will get a vaccine, either the licensed one, which again, if you get it once, it's pretty much good for life, or the new one.
The new type of vaccine has already been studied in 850 adults ages 18 to 60 years old. No concerns of safety were reported, and a protective response against yellow fever was observed in almost all investigational vaccine recipients.
It's a safety trial. We can't do protection studies in the United States with yellow fever because we don't have it here, and we want it to stay that way.
While yellow fever is not a threat to people in the United States right now,
could it be reintroduced in the United States? Well, you can't say it couldn't be. So we have had real problems with yellow fever in the United States in the past. People who get yellow fever bring it back with them. The virus is living in their bodies and got bitten by the wrong mosquito. Could potentially set up a cycle again. That's all a bit theoretical at this point, but we have seen that with other tropical viruses like dengue, for example.
So George feels a lot of good can come out of being proactive.
They could call us at the Vaccine Center at 314-977-6333 or email us at vaccine@slu.edu. They do get compensation for time and inconvenience, as they should. So every visit or every phone call, they certainly get paid for, as they should, for time and inconvenience. Why St. Louis is because we are fortunate here to have one of the 10 federally funded and licensed vaccine testing centers. And while this is not a federally funded study, it's funded by the company Sanofi that has the license for the vaccine. We do a lot of vaccine trials on a lot of different things.